hope y'all are ready for math. So, every single day for the rest of the year, you guys, when it comes to math, y'all will be going to the math page. Once you get to the math page, always watch one of these videos first. This is your opening. You got to watch this video, and then I'm also going to be putting your mini lesson up online through like a little PowerPoint slide pictures, but I'm going to go through the mini lesson on here. So it's really important that you guys watch these videos because I'm going to be explaining things. So after you finish your mini lesson today, you'll have a 5-question work period where you guys are going to work out the questions yourselves and make sure that you guys are getting them correct. And then if you still feel like you're having some trouble, please write a comment. Ms. Rodriguez, I still don't understand this, and we can have some type of like Zoom chat or something. But we're going to do that, and then to make sure that you guys are understanding all of the work every day, I'm just going to have a 1-question quiz where I just ask you a question and you guys are going to answer it, and I'll be able to go through and say, okay, I think we need to review it tomorrow, or I think we can move past this and move on to another section. So for today, we're learning about opposites, and opposites are numbers that are the same distance from 0 in opposite directions, okay? So when we think about opposites in, let's say, like language arts, you can think of an opposite is like the difference between being wet and dry, right? Two opposites, two different things, okay? So when we're talking about opposite numbers, we're talking about negative and positive numbers. When we see a number line, 0 is in the middle, and you have all the negative numbers this way and all the positive numbers this way. So if you have a -2, its opposite is +2, because the opposite of a negative number is a positive number. The opposite of a positive number is a negative number. Okay? So, for instance, I believe in our mini lesson, I gave you guys some great examples that I liked. Okay, so for number 1 in your examples, you've got that number line there, and it says find the opposite of -5. And so it shows you in blue, there's a dot at -5. And so the way that I personally would find opposites, and I think that's easiest for us in our classroom, is think about it. What's an opposite of a negative number? A positive number, right? So we've got -5. Well, what's the opposite of -5? +5. So the answer would just be 5, okay? No minus sign in front of it. And method 2 is showing you just what we did just now, which is what I think is easiest, is just changing the negative sign to a positive sign. So I'll give you another example just here. If you've got -100 and I say, what's the opposite of -100? It's +100. What's the opposite of 25? -25. What's the opposite of 1036? -1036. Okay, so what we're doing is we're just changing our symbols, okay? We know that opposites are different sides of the spectrum. So we know that the opposite of negative is positive, and the opposite of positive is negative, okay? So very simple. I want you guys to let me know if you are not understanding this before you start your work period. But for instance, I'll help you guys out with number 1 for your work period. It says, what is the opposite of 3? It doesn't have a negative sign in front of it, so it's a positive. That means it's positive. So the opposite of 3 is -3, okay? So I want you guys to do 2, 3, 4, and 5. What is the opposite of -6? What is the opposite of -12? What is the opposite of 29? And what is the opposite of -2, Write those down on a piece of paper. Make sure you understand what opposites are, okay? After you guys finish doing that, the next thing I want you guys to do is either let me know if you're still struggling and I will help you guys, or I'll get Miss Hackett to help you. And then if you feel like you understand it completely, you get what opposites are, you're ready to move on to the next thing, go into the quiz section of the math page. It should say quiz, or you guys should get some type of notification telling you have a quiz, and you're just answering one question, okay? And the question will just be, what is the opposite of, and it'll be a number, okay? I believe in you guys. I'm super excited to start this journey with you guys, to finish out the school year online. I know it's not, what we want. We all want to be back in the classroom, but I think we're going to do great, and I'm proud of all of you, and I miss you guys.